Hi, welcome to Zgadgetreview. With the launch of Xcloud on web browser in a beta state, to make sure I say that, I'm going to be comparing Xcloud with PS Now, which you can also play on your computer via an app, and Amazon Luna, which also works on a web browser or through an app. To be fair, all three services don't have the same game across the board. The one game that I was able to find that you can play on each service that is the same is called The Surge 2. I'm not very familiar with the game, so I'm going to go ahead and play for the first time on all three services to see how it runs and all that. But I'm going to use that game to compare all three services equally. Then I'm going to use Injustice 2 and Doom to play on PS Now and Xcloud. Now, it's Doom Eternal on Xcloud and the 2016 Doom on PS Now because they don't have Doom Eternal on PS Now. Injustice 2 is the same game across the board, so, well, not across the board, but across Xcloud and PS Now. So I'm going to use those two games to compare the speed. And I'm going to use a couple of different games on Luna to also test out the performance. So on this video, you should expect to see how fast a game loads from pressing on the game on the menu to game menu, and then gameplay to see if stutters, if there's any issues when you play. So let's get started. So we're going to get started with Injustice 2 on Xcloud and PS Now or Game Pass Cloud Gaming Service. So you can see here the starting time for both games. They're pretty close to each other. It's not a huge difference. Then I went ahead
Finding
and did
everything okay, sir? I'm not playing your game, Joker.
You can see the difference between both
We
games.
have a wide range
There isn't a
of
huge
death.
difference, as you can see. And then here's a little gameplay of PS Now.
It's not funny, is it?
Then we have gameplay on Xcloud. I will say that on Xcloud, the image looks a little darker than on the PS Now, but it's not a huge difference. Now we have here Doom Eternal on Xcloud, and here's the starting of the game. This took 55 seconds, and then some gameplay, so you can see the gameplay was really smooth. I didn't have any issues. It was very responsive. Then here we have PS Now. PS Now, I did the original Doom, but not the original 2016 Doom. This took a lot longer to start than on Xcloud, and Doom did have some issues. Okay, now it's lagging. Whoa, that is really bad. The rest of the gameplay wasn't too bad. And then I test out Control in Luna to have a different game to test out. 52 seconds to start. And there was some lag when I got into this part of the level. In general, the gameplay felt pretty heavy, so it was hard to move the character. The character felt really slow to move every time I moved it. And here we have The Surge 2. This is the game that is the same across all three services. So I decided to use this game to test out the performance on all three services. For Xcloud, 1 minute 15 seconds. On PS Now, 1 minute 5 seconds. And on Luna, 1 minute 24 seconds. And here's the gameplay. This one is on Xcloud. I started playing the game on Xcloud, so it was the first time I played, so I move a little slower because I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. But as you see on the next one, which is Luna, I do the gameplay a little faster because now I have an idea of what I'm supposed to do and where I'm supposed to go. And on PS Now, once I get to PS Now, it moves a lot faster. Now, I didn't have any issues when I was playing the games. The Surge 2 ran very well on all three services. There weren't any instances of lag or anything. The game felt smooth and responsive. I had the best experience playing The Surge across all three services without any issues. So here we have World War Z on Xcloud, and I'm on PS Now. Right now you're seeing Xcloud, and this took 2 minutes and 8 seconds. And then we have PS Now, 1 minute 23 seconds. Then I decided to try to play a World War Z game on Xcloud, and I could not get a game going on Xcloud. I tried 3 different times, and all 3 times I got disconnected while I was waiting to get into the game. I did the third time I tried, I actually went into PS Now and played the game first there, and then went back to Xcloud to try to see if that would make a difference. Didn't make a difference. As you can see, bottom right hand corner says disconnected while I'm waiting on the loading screen, and then it kicked me out of the game. And then I show you here an example of me waiting again for a game to start. If you look at the bottom right hand corner, it's going to show disconnected again. And once that happened a third time, I just quit out of the game. I didn't even wait for it to kick me out, because just waiting on these loading screens takes a long time as well. It takes about 1 minute to 2 minutes to try to get into one of these games. And to wait to actually get kicked out of the game, I didn't think was worth my time. Now here's PS Now. I was actually able to get into a game. It does take a while to get you into the game, but once I got into the game, I didn't have any issues. The game ran very well. There was no lag or anything. I completely got massacred on this game, but it's what it is. So there you have it. PS Now, Luna, and Xcloud, all 3 cloud gaming services tested. I will say that I wasn't surprised by any of the 3, meaning that there wasn't anything that really took me out of the experience while I was playing. All 3 services perform very well, I will say. The only issues that I had was once with PS Now, or a couple of times with PS Now, as you could see when I was playing Doom, where the game kind of slowed down and it took sometimes to catch up, but it only happened a couple of times while I was playing the game. Of course, Doom is a game that you're shooting and doing a lot of things. So when any time that anything like that happens, you have that small chance of dying and having to start again, which of course is annoying. But for what it is, it was a good experience. Then when it came to World War Z, I was very disappointed with Xcloud. I could not get into a game at all. Every time I got into the game or started to get into the game, it would show that it was disconnected and then it would kick me off the game. I tried 3 different times, and all 3 different times, same thing happened. It disconnected me while I was in the menu waiting to go into the game. With PS Now, I didn't have any issues. I was able to get into a game the first time I tried. And of course, I don't know what to attribute that to. If it's the game, if it's Xcloud, there's not enough people playing. There's a bunch of things that could be happening when it comes to an online-only game like World War Z. We don't know that, but of course, PS Now on that takes the win because I was able to actually play the game. On Xcloud, I wasn't able to do that. Luna, I didn't really have any issues playing with Luna. As you saw, I tried the search too on all 3 services, and all 3 services I will say performed really well without any issues. At this point, I would say that all 3 cloud gaming services work very well. You have your pick of all 3. I will go in order of Xcloud, PS Now, and Luna. And the reasons are these. Xcloud, because you can play it pretty much anywhere. Now they have support for browser, phone, and soon to be possibly a TV app. And the amount of games that it has and the price, it's a good proposition. PS Now has a lot of good games and exclusives as well that you don't get with Xcloud. The only issue is that the only place that you can play it is on a browser. Well, not on the browser, but on your computer using the app or using your console, a PS4 or a PS5. And then Luna is really cheap. It's $5 a month, but you don't have enough games to make it worthwhile. If you want games, then you have to pay for Ubisoft Plus, which is an extra $15 a month. So the service comes out to about $20 a month in order to get some games. And even with Ubisoft Plus, you don't have the amount of games that PS Now and Xcloud offers. which is why I'm going Xcloud, PS Now, and Luna. Now, the most annoying thing about PS Now is that there's no way to search for games. You have to go down on each tier and just scroll and pick the game that you want. I couldn't figure out a way to search for a game, and that's something that seems to me like a very basic feature, a search bar or a way to search for games. Now that you're seeing all three services pitted against each other, let me know what you think. Do you use any of these services? Do you use all three services? Do you have a preference? Let me know in the comment section. That's it for me. Go ahead and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Go ahead and hit that bell so you can be alerted every time we have new videos. And I want to apologize if the sound on this portion of the video isn't the best. It's because my microphone stopped working. But I wanted to finish this video, so here we are. All right. Thank you very much for watching.